not to completely take away from everything that you've just said, but earliest evidence of sacrifices. I mean, the Maya weren't huge on sacrificing, but they did do it a bit. The Aztecs are obviously the guys who did it to the next level. Did the Olmecs sacrifice people? Is this a later development?
There is no
No
evidence
evidence.
anywhere in Olmec art or in the artifact record that they were violent in that way. In fact, you can't even find any war imagery in the Olmec area. I have searched and searched. The very first one I find is at Tres Zapotes, and it's really it gets into the CE period. I think it's like 100, 200 CE. There's a monument there that actually shows a guy with a spear and a king and somebody kneeling between them, like that it's a captive. Not quite sacrifice yet. I think that sacrifices don't. Our current evidence, I think, says that sacrifices began as a practice in the central Mexican area, like in the early days of Teotihuacan or just before. That's where we see our first evidence of sacrifice. In Teotihuacan, a ton of it, like lots of sacrificed bodies. But the Olmec, there's not one single, not even is there not sacrifice, but there is not war. I looked through the entire corpus of things that were recorded in San Lorenzo, and I found 5 arrowheads. 5.
Wow.
We could be looking in the wrong place, but there's no evidence.
That's really interesting. What are the helmets for on the heads? Are they for playing the ball game?
I don't think so. I think that is a Western idea of thinking about football players and their helmets. There are no helmets going forward in the depictions of Maya and Zapotec and Aztec ball games. Nobody's wearing a helmet. So it's a little weird that they would be in ball game context there and nowhere else. Now there are helmets, but they are worn in war. There are helmets that are evidenced in both central Mexico and in the Maya. There's a really cool one in the museum in Guatemala where he's a little action figure, a portly little guy in armor, and his helmet comes off.
Nice. Love that. Love that. But what do you think the stone heads had on their heads then? Because some of them have got kind of these hats.
I think they're a decorative kind of crown. Going forward again, the Maya and the Zapotec, where you find big elaborate headpieces that are all unique to that king. There's not like you know how the royalty of England have had basically the same crown for a long time now.
Yeah.
Each Mesoamerican king had his own crown that involved elements that named his lineage and his family, maybe even his own name. And so an interesting thing about the Olmec heads is that each helmet is different.
Yeah.
And it's a good chance that those helmet elements are naming ancestral ties or their name. They're all different.
Incredible.
So I think they're crowns. And I wish they could pull them. I wish I could pull them off their head because I want to see if they're bald. So many Olmec are bald. But the weird thing, all the Olmec bald people, they all have the obvious cranial deformation. Their heads are pointing up and they're bald. But the Olmec heads don't have cranial deformation. None of them. They are normal skull sizes. They're not the wrong shape.
What's going on with that? That's strange.
I don't know. It's a real disconnect. I wish I could pull that helmet off and see if they were bald or not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Every Olmec man I've ever seen depicted is bald.
They are always bald, aren't they?
Oh, I think it's a sign. It's a form of there's a term for it. Tonsure, like monks who shave their heads in different patterns. The friars and the monks of Asia. That's tonsure, and it's an act of piety to shave your head in such a way. I think that's what the Olmec are doing. I think that was tonsure.
Purification, maybe, or something as well. I don't know.
I think an outward sign to the public who sees you that you are devout in that religious way.
Yeah. How interesting. So possibly all these people who are depicted are priests in a way.
And all of them have that cranial deformation. They're obviously that they've been squeezing their head and making it come to a point at the top, but the Olmec heads don't have that. So are they different classes?
Could it be that the Olmecs practiced a different sort of burial for those sorts of people? Maybe they were all burned or something. I don't know. That was a clip from an upcoming podcast episode with Professor Edwin Barnhart, all-round expert on Mesoamerica, archaeologist, and host of the Great Courses Plus, which 10 years ago I used to listen to all the time before I even began History Time. So it's a very special episode for me. It was a very special moment to get to speak to Ed for 2 hours. And the guy is a wealth of knowledge. I'll just say that. I think you're going to love the episode. And it's going to be out soon. It'll be episode 2 of the History Time podcast, which is a new venture where I'm going to be speaking to academics, archaeologists, experts from all over the world on all different subjects. 5 episodes are recorded. Many more are lined up. I'm really excited about it, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. So, yeah, watch this space. Coming soon. Have a good one, folks. That's all from me.